Recently, some surprise information was revealed for Spider-Man Miles Morales, which doesn't just have to do with the in-game content, but some of the newly revealed merchandise for the game. First, a new screenshot was released, which features a photo mode selfie of Miles Morales in front of the Puerto Rican flag, which has been heavily represented throughout the game's footage so far. And it looks really good. I'm not sure if this mural was featured in the previous game, but if I had to guess where this was at, I would assume Harlem, since most of the game will be taking place there. Moving on, like the first game, Miles Morales will have its own prequel novel titled Wings of Fury by Brittany Morris, a different author from David Liss who wrote Spider-Man's Hostile Takeover. What's known about this book so far is that it'll obviously follow the events prior to the game, featuring two villains, Vulture and Starling, that'll release before the game on November 10th. So far, what's interesting to me about this information is that Vulture and Starling will be the villains, and of course players have already fought Vulture in the previous game, but I'm wondering if Starling will be included in Miles Morales, considering Blood Spider played a big role in Hostile Takeover, but wasn't featured in the game. I never finished the novel, so I'm not sure if there's a legitimate reason for him not being in the game, but I am hoping to see Starling in the coming game, and if so, then that would make her the second female villain confirmed for this game. Personally, I've never heard of her before this news, but from what I've quickly gathered, she's the granddaughter of Vulture in the comics, who becomes good during her story arc, so I wonder if the same thing will happen during the prequel novel. There's also going to be an art book released like the game prior, and the interesting thing about this upcoming art book is that it features the Spider-Verse suit, or at least one that looks really close to it. I say I don't think it is, considering the hoodie and jacket combo is a bit different from what was seen in the film, so maybe this is Insomniac's inspired take on the costume, or maybe the jacket is just zipped up to avoid any copyright issues with the Spider-Verse logo, kinda like how the Jordans don't have the logo on them. It could basically be concept art for how this scene would pan out in the Spider-Verse suit, and once the game releases when the studio has the rights to the suit, which we know they already do, then this costume would look the way it does in the film. Although if this isn't the actual Spider-Verse design and instead Insomniac's inspired design, then hopefully the Spider-Verse version is in the game and it has the filter that the Spider-Man PS4 Spider-Verse suit had. Basically have the best of both worlds, with this costume being a more realistic version and the other being accurate to the film with the filter. And speaking of suits, just today it was announced that the game has gone gold, which essentially means they're ready to release it, and from Insomniac's announcement video they included a parody of the 60s Spider-Man show, including Miles Morales, the advanced suit Peter Parker, a cat which is weird, and two new alternate suits that look quite similar in that they both feature clothing over the costume. There's not much to tell with this tease as it's only 5 seconds long and not the best look, but to me these do appear to be Insomniac original designs, and while I do like the Spider-Man costume with the clothing over it, I'm hoping there's not too many of them in the game that would oversaturate the suit selection. Because if they include these two costumes, assuming they're different from the one on the art book, and the Spider-Verse suit, then that makes 4 costumes with clothing over them that look very similar, and I'd like to see some variety in the game. Overall, I expected suits like these to be in the game, so I'm not overly excited or shocked to see them. I do look forward to using them in the game, and I think it would make a lot of sense to use them given the season this game takes place in. I could give or take the prequel novel considering I never finished the first one, and I do think it's nice that the game isn't even a true sequel, but it's getting the same treatment as the first game with all the merchandise, and I take a prequel novel over the game being retold in book form. Looking at you, City at War. So let me know what you guys think of this news. Will you be picking up either of these books, and what do you think about the new suits being revealed? And do you think we'll be seeing Starling in the game, because I think it'd be interesting given that she's never appeared in a game before, or do you think she'll just be featured in the novel? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, follow my social medias, hit that like button, and I will see you guys again in my next video.